Across our own business and our clients' businesses, we have generated over 10,000 appointments through cold email. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 8 top lessons that I have learned from generating more than 10,000 appointments. If you don't know who I am, my name is Laurence, and I've built and scaled 2 agencies, Laurence Marketing and now Hey You, where we help other agencies put more appointments on their calendar. So, lesson number 1 is that email deliverability should come above everything else. It doesn't matter how good your service delivery is, how good you are in sales calls, how great your offer is, how great your subject line is. It doesn't matter about any of that unless the email gets landed in the inbox in the first place. And there's so much energy, time, attention that is required to take an email address that is performing badly and make it work well again. So making sure that your email deliverability is high is a really important thing, and it should be the top priority that you have. We have recently actually just hired somebody full-time to look after all of our email addresses and make sure that their deliverability is as high as it can be, because the return on investment is there. It's so high by making sure that your emails land in your inbox. So you can do that by going through spam checkers and making sure that the language that you're actually sending out in your emails is not getting flagged, making sure that your email addresses are warmed up properly, that they're configured properly, and just keeping on top of the health of your emails. So that is lesson number 1, making sure that the emails actually get delivered, and email deliverability should be your highest priority. Lesson number 2 is understanding that email outreach is a maths equation. We just need to understand all the metrics in the funnel in order to be able to grow. And then when you get to that level, you should be able to have a really good control over the kind of dial in terms of how quickly or slowly your agency grows. So you want to get to a point where you can say, in order to sign 1 client, we need to speak to 5 people. In order to speak to 5 people, we need to get 6 people booked onto a calendar. In order to get 6 people booked onto a calendar, we need to send an email out to 600 people, and we want to sign 1 client every single day. So we need to contacting 600 new people every single day in order to sign 1 client. So you should be able to work backwards and figure out what the inputs need to be in order to get your desired outputs, which is going to be sales calls and new signed clients. So understanding that it is a maths equation and you need to look at the metrics in the funnel and then just work backwards in order to achieve your goal. Because I see so many times people are just kind of sending out emails and not really sure why they're sending out the number of emails that they're sending, what they're hoping to get. They're hoping to get the kind of best results possible, but there's just a lot of gray around what they're doing and they're not really sure why they're doing it. So understanding that your email outreach becomes a very simple maths equation allows you to scale quickly and allows you to scale further because you know why you're doing it and you know what those inputs need to be. So having a clear understanding of the metrics inside your funnel is really important. So in terms of lesson number 3 from generating over 10,000 booked appointments is all around making sure that you find something that works and books appointments regardless of whether it is scalable. Because everybody in kind of email outreach, every agency owner, they want something that works well and is extremely scalable. And that's a very difficult nut to crack. It's a very difficult thing to achieve. What is much easier is to find something that works and then make it scalable, because now you only have one condition that needs to be met, which is finding something that works. Doesn't matter if it's scalable or not, doesn't matter if it takes you a week to sign, to get an appointment booked, because once you've got that method that works, then what you can do is try and figure out how to make it scalable, as opposed to having 2 conditions that you need to meet on day 1. So it's very difficult to find something that works and is scalable. If that was kind of easy to do and easy to achieve, everybody would be doing it, and everybody's agency would be exactly where they want it to be. They'd be growing consistently day after day, week after week, month after month, and they're not. And the reason being is because that nut is so hard to crack. Find something that works regardless of whether it is scalable, and then move on to figuring out how to scale it. You can scale it through outsourcing, you can scale it through technology, through AI, through systems, through automations, but don't concern yourself with finding something that is scalable from day 1. Just find something that works. Lesson number 4 is around the quality of appointments. And there's 2 levels that we go into when it comes to understanding the quality of appointments, because it's all well and good generating lots of appointments, but if they're not the right fit and they're not qualified, then there's no point having those conversations. It's just a waste of everybody's time. So making sure that your leads are qualified comes down to two different things. We have targeting and we have filtering. So they're two different levels, and the top level is targeting. So when I say targeting, what I mean here is when you're sourcing your leads, are you sourcing the right type of leads? There's a diminishing returns playing here where we want to be able to source leads quickly, and then we want to make sure that within reason they're well targeted, but they're not going to be 100% perfect. The only way to get 100% kind of perfection on your leads is by going through them manually one by one and checking that they're your ideal leads. And while that is a good idea, it's probably not the best use of time for not only yourself, but anybody else on your team, VAs included. So we want to make sure that our targeting is good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough. We're happy to send some emails out to people that aren't the right fit. That's absolutely fine. That's kind of nature of the beast. So that's kind of the first layer of targeting and making sure that we get somebody good and a good fit on the sales call. So first layer is targeting, and then we have filtering. And the filtering is where we're able to extract all those high quality leads from your lead list and your targeting pool of prospects. And we do that not through kind of somebody going in and checking each lead one by one, but by filtering via messaging. So what I mean by this is that when we're saying things in a video, maybe inside an email, maybe the copy that we're using inside the email, we are speaking directly to our prospect. And then we're also trying to repel those that aren't going to be the right fit. And it's a very direct approach. It's very direct language. And to give you an example, we might say something along the lines of, if you are and then insert your industry, if you are a marketing agency and you are doing above 10K per month in revenue and you want more appointments on your calendar, then this is for you. So we're very direct in the language that we use, which allows us to only attract people that are marketing agencies that are doing above 10K per month and that want more appointments on their calendar. If somebody fits those three criteria, then they're going to be a good fit. And so we're only getting people onto a sales call that fit that criteria. Nobody gets onto a sales call with us and says, what's this about? I don't understand. And as just kind of curious, they've got a problem and they're looking for a solution to that problem. So with ourselves and all of our clients, we use very direct messaging, which means that when we get people onto sales calls, they know who we are, they know they have a problem and they're looking for a solution. So you can use the filtering, use the messaging inside your email. When you take people maybe to a funnel, you can continue that messaging. When you're getting somebody to book in a call, you can include different fields. So for example, for us, we say, what's your monthly revenue? We have 0 to 10K and we say, please don't schedule a call. You're not kind of the right fit. 10 to 20, 20 to 50, et cetera, et cetera. So we're filtering out at all levels of the process, every step of the funnel. We're telling somebody, only schedule a call if you are this person, not if you are that person. So making sure that you use both targeting and filtering to generate qualified appointments is my lesson number 4. Hey, just real quick, sorry to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to let you know of our brand new free course that we have just launched that takes you through how to book more appointments on your sales calendar through cold email. The course is completely free, comes with a free community as well, where there's live calls where you can ask me anything, get your questions answered. The second link in the description is going to take you to the free course. As I say, completely free. It's going to walk you through how to get success from your cold email campaigns. So I will leave it there and enjoy the rest of the video. So lesson number 5 from generating over 10,000 appointments from cold email is about the offer and how important the offer is, and the fact that you should spend the majority of your time focusing on your offer, because your offer along with your deliverability of your emails are the two things that matter the most. And you can, again, once you've got the email deliverability kind of nailed down, you can have the best service delivery, you can be the best person on sales calls, you can do all the stuff that is kind of upstream of somebody reading your email really well, but nobody will ever experience that if the offer isn't good. And what we see time and time again is prospects and clients that come and work with us and they get all of their clients through word of mouth, through referrals. And that has created a soft use of messaging inside their business. And if you want to succeed with cold email or any form of cold, turning cold prospects into paying clients, you need a really solid, strong offer. So whether that's cold email, whether that's, paid ads, it needs to cut through the noise and grab people's attention. And most people have a poor offer, and they say that, whether it's ads don't work, emails don't work. And it's not that the platform itself doesn't work, it's that the offer that you're kind of trying to spread is not enticing enough. And so you need to make sure that you focus a lot on your offer. And I've created a video around how to create a, really compelling cold friendly offer. But just to give you the synopsis of it, you need to be talking about what their desired outcome is and focus on that as opposed to the mechanics of how you deliver that outcome. So making sure that you focus a lot of your time and your attention on the offer, that's going to be one of the biggest levers you can pull to increase your cold email performance. Lesson number 6 is all around follow-up. So there's 2 kind of different types of follow-up that we found when it comes to emails. First one is like built into your sequences. So you send email number 1 and then you wait a couple of days, you send email number 2, a few more days, email number 3, etc., etc. So that should be built into every campaign. But what I'm talking about specifically here is the follow-up with prospects that have responded to your email saying something along the lines of, sounds good, can you tell me a little bit more about this, can you just explain some things further. So that's the follow-up that I believe is one of the most important things. About 30% we found of our book calls come from extended periods of follow-up. So continuing to message these people over time, making sure that they've got their questions answered, touching base with them, adding them to some form of sequence, whether you put them into an automated sequence and you send them an email every few days through your CRM system, but following up with these people. Manual is kind of preferable because if you're sending an email to somebody and they reply, you want to be replying inside that same thread, ideally, just so they understand exactly who you are and it just kind of becomes a bit more congruent with the first message they've received as opposed to putting them into a CRM system. So we want to be following up, touching base with them frequently to get them over the line and get them onto your sales calendar. So making sure that you follow up with somebody is lesson number 6. And lesson number 7 is all around split testing. So you want to be split testing different things, and in email marketing is one of the best places to split test things because it's very cost effective and you can take lessons that you've learned from email marketing and then you can go and deploy them in other parts of your business. So let's say, for example, you run ads at the moment and you want to test a new angle, you want to test a new offer. It can be a very expensive mistake. With email marketing, it is a great way to learn what your market wants and needs in a very cost-effective way. So the best place to start when it comes to split testing is going to be around your subject lines. If you start split testing your subject lines, it's going to just improve the performance of your campaign a lot. It's kind of one of those things where a small input has a great output, and it's a great place to be able to get really black and white data over what the open rates of your emails are, because obviously open rates are extremely important. If you can't get the email opened, and nobody's going to see how good your offer is inside. So making sure that you split test things. You can also split test different, copy inside your email, different actual offers as well, the fundamental core offer that you're kind of distributing to your ideal prospect. But making sure that you split test everything inside your campaign is going to produce the best results. On the other side of the coin, when it comes to split testing, another thing you need to remember is that your email outreach campaign is one interconnected system. So although it kind of logic would suggest otherwise, if you change something over here and you maybe improve the metrics over here, it might have a detrimental effect over here. So it's really important that when you're split testing, the main thing that you're split testing, yes, you can split test the subject line, the offer, this, that, and the other, but the main thing you need to be split testing is how well the campaign performs. Not each individual section inside the funnel, but how well the overall campaign performs. How many emails do you have to send in order to sign a client? That is basically going to be your main KPI that you want to be testing when you're doing different tests within different funnels. So that's your main KPI, and you've got to remember that it is one interconnected system. So that's lesson number 7, is all around split testing. And lesson number 8 is around KPIs and making sure that you don't obsess over every single KPI. So to give you a great example, I had a prospect reach out to me recently and he said, can you take a look at the performance of our email campaigns. And he said, we're really struggling to, get this working properly. And he sent me 2 different kind of stats for 2 different campaigns. And one of them wasn't working well at all. And there's a bunch of stuff he could do to fix it. But the other one was working perfectly well. The performance of the campaign could be improved, but he was sat on a 6-figure a month campaign right there. But he just didn't realize it because all he was focusing on was, how do I improve this KPI inside my funnel? He wanted to improve the KPI between leads contacted and calls booked. And it was sat somewhere around 0.5%. So that basically means that he needs to send out 200 emails in order to get 1 call booked in. So yes, he can work towards trying to improve that metric and trying to fix things, but all he really needs to do is just send more emails. If he sends more emails, he'll get more calls booked in. It's not the perfect scenario, but it works. And all he needs to do, if he wants 1 call every day, he needs to send out 2 emails a day. If he wants 5 calls a day, he needs to send out 1,000 emails a day. It's not a very difficult process. It's not a very difficult thing to do. People just get bogged down with the nitty gritty inside their funnel and they stop looking at the bigger picture, where they just need to figure out, what do I need to do based on my current kind of metrics in order to book X number of appointments? Let's say I want to book 5 appointments. How many emails do I need to send? I need to send 1,000. Okay, cool. Let's start sending 1,000. At the same time, we can continue trying to improve things, but we've got to remember fundamentally the funnel works, the system works, and we just need to drive more through it, because this leads on to kind of like an 8.5 in terms of lessons learned. The 0.5 is really around volume, and it ties in very nicely to the KPIs. People massively underestimate the volume that is required, and email marketing comes down to 2 things. It comes down to how you deliver it is enticing to your prospect, and it also comes down to volume. And people drastically underestimate volume. They just need to do more if they want to get better results. You don't need to try and finesse every small part of your funnel. You just need to do more volume in the majority of cases. Sometimes, obviously, if a campaign is completely bombing, then that isn't the case. But generally speaking, most of these things work. They're just not getting the volume that they need to book the number of appointments that the agency owner wants. They are my 8.5, I guess, lessons learned from generating more than 10,000 appointments through cold email. Now, if you want help booking more appointments, then the first link in the description is for you. We'll explain exactly how we can help. We can jump on a call and see whether or not we're a good fit working together. If you've got value from this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.